My name is William Stevenson from Bosch Connected Devices and Solutions. I'm a product manager here, responsible for different product areas, one of which I'm going to introduce you today, where the XDK is. The XDK is our cross-domain development kit to help people generate their IoT ideas based on sensor devices. So before I go too deep into explaining everything the device can do, I'd actually like to tell you a small story. And the story is about Michael. Michael is a developer, and he has a problem. His problem is he gets 8 hours of sleep every night, but he wakes up completely tired in the morning and has no idea why. He asks himself, he asks himself, shouldn't I track my sleep to find out what's going wrong, what could be causing this? He has a couple of different ideas of why he might not be able to get good sleep. It might be too bright in the night. His shades might be not thick enough. It might be too cold where he's sleeping. Might have to do something like the heating. It might be too loud in the night. Or it could be something completely different that he had no idea what could be causing it. So what Michael does is he learns a little bit about XDK. And XDK is a prototyping platform for sensor-based IoT projects. So what is in this and what might be able to help Michael? So we have 8 different sensors. 7 of 8 come from Bosch. We put a light sensor, which does not come from Bosch, also into the device. It comes with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery for power. Comes with a 32-bit ARM Cortex M3 microcontroller. It comes with a Wi-Fi chip and a Bluetooth low-energy chip for communication. Now, for Michael's application, it's a bit of an overkill. He doesn't think he needs all of the sensors, but nevertheless, he wants to try out and figure out what's going on. For Michael's application, he thinks he just needs an accelerometer, the gyroscope, temperature, acoustic, and the light sensor to find out what's going on. And he's decided to only use Wi-Fi communication. He doesn't think he needs Bluetooth to communicate with his computer. So he can use the SD card slot to put in SD, log the data to see what's going on in the night, and then analyze that in the morning. So additionally, what he does is he builds a type of clock to track his sleep, and he integrates this together with the XDK. Now, the connectivity that is used with his alarm clock, so apologies, we need to adjust the presentation there. He will be using then Bluetooth Low Energy Connect to his clock, and he will be then reading out the data via Wi-Fi with his computer. So what are the different steps that he's going to take in order to build up his idea and try this out? So firstly, with XDK, he can build right away, fast and easy. Because of the many different sensors on XDK, he can try out different things. He can try to figure out from multiple angles what exactly his problem is. He can get his first working prototype up very quickly. If he wanted to, he can prove his concept to others with his prototype. And the beauty of XDK is it's built on a platform in that if he wants to scale up, he can also bring it to market with this existing platform. So a little bit about the hardware. Here you can see a picture of XDK. It's on a mounting plate that's provided with it, as well as a breakout board, which we've also have a connection ribbon for. The breakout board is essentially to help people integrate new features, functionalities into the device, which is not currently covered by the hardware. For instance, you could build on an extension board your own infrared sensor, You could build in Zigbee communication, that's something you wanted, or something completely different, whatever it is your application would call for. So that's all included with XDK. Also included with XDK is the software. So on the left here, it's a picture of the workbench. So this is an Eclipse-based development environment, which people can start programming in. We provide different demo codes. We provide all the documentation via the workbench, and also the sensor APIs, information about the toolbox, networking options, and the operating system that we have on the device on the XDK itself is free RTOS-based, so you don't have to go away and try to procure or build your own operating system to put on the device. The third important aspect of XDK is the community. This is a place where people can come to exchange their ideas with other people who have XDK. You can get technical support there, ask other people questions, best practices. You can also share your own knowledge. You can also share your own application with other people. You can also understand how you can add more advanced features to your application within XDK, and also within the community, we're going to be running competitions, events, to promote XDK and make it a fun product to use. So going back to Michael, Michael has a dream. He's figured out exactly what his problem is, and his dream is that everyone should have his sleep tracker. So he knows exactly what he needs in order to build it. So with this version of his clock, he then comes to Bosch and says, these are exactly the 5 sensors that I want. This is the battery capacity or the battery lifetime I'd like. This is the exact functionality I'd like. Bosch, could you please build me this functionality? We would go away and program the MCU with our algorithms to do that, as well as selecting a communication technology. He would say, for instance, I would like 10,000 units of this, and make me this as small and as cheap as possible, Bosch, so that I can combine that into my product and bring this all to market. So how did XDK really help him? It's a combination of 3 different factors. So we help him to get faster to the market. We make it easier for him to build products, to use the resources that we've got integrated into XDK, and all of that makes his road to mass production far, far cheaper. With that, I'd like to just say, here's how you can contact us. You can send us an email at info@bosch-connectivity.com. So apologies, the .com is missing. Or you can visit our website, and the website is xdk.io. And with that, I would like to say a big thank you for taking part, and I would be open to taking any questions at this point.
Okay, thank you. Now we have enough time to answer to our questions. Please tell us our questions in the Q&A tool. At the moment, there is one question. I will read it to you. Is XDK just available inside Bosch?
XDK is not only available in Bosch, it's available worldwide. It's available via our partner Conrad. In the European region, for the US region, it's available via Mouser. And in Asia Pacific, we're currently building up 2 distributors, one of which is already online. The second is going to be up and running very soon. And from Asia, we'll also be able to deliver to Australia.
Okay, thank you. Next question. How big is the community already? And are the numbers of projects, for example, available?
So at the moment, we have approximately somewhere between 600 and 700 users in the community at the moment. But bear in mind, this is a product that we've just launched. Conrad is just starting to deliver this. So we first announced the product at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in January of this year. And the projects that people have already listed there, I've seen several at the moment. Some people have chosen just to share it with us. Other people have chosen to share that with the entire community.
Okay. Next question. Is there an easy way to connect XDK to the Bosch IoT cloud?
So the XDK, we've already got 2 instances where we've integrated that in to different clouds. One of which is the Bosch cloud. So apologies, we've with 3 different clouds that's available on the website. So one is the Bosch cloud. Another is from Relayer, who previously had the Wunderbar. We've integrated with their cloud. And the third cloud, which we have connected that with, is Zebra's Zatar cloud. At the moment, we're looking to also integrate XDK with other clouds.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At the moment, there are now other questions. I would say we wait for a few minutes and see if there are any other questions. Please tell us in the tool, and I will take our phones mute, and we will wait to 14:15, I will say.
Okay. I have one question here. Someone's asking what mechanical interfaces we have with XDK. So we have a USB connection on XDK itself. So you can. This is how you can transfer data to it. In the future, we want to be doing this wirely. It's something we're implementing at the moment. And we also have a mechanical interface for a JTAG debugger, which is also available from. So the JTAG debugger is available from one of our partners at a heavily reduced price.
Mm-hmm. There's a question in. What developer language does XDK support?
So at the moment, we support C and C++ for programming within the Workbench.
Okay.
We're currently looking if we can integrate other languages, as well as looking if we can do a graphical interface to that. If that's something that people are very interested in, you're more than welcome to contact us to figure out if we can make that happen faster or not.
Mm-hmm. With that, the next question is answered. He asked, what's the programming language? It's the same question. Okay. Are there any other questions about the XDK? If you have some questions in the future, you can write me an email. I will give it to Mr. Stevenson and will send you the answer back. Oh, there's a question. Are we going to see a code example?
Today I won't be showing any code examples, but that might be something that we can arrange. So within the Workbench itself, maybe I can quickly share the screenshot of that. Let me try getting that up. You can see what examples we have there. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
So let's see. It was on the Workbench itself. For instance, here are some of the example codes that we have already integrated with the XDK Workbench. So we show using lightweight M2M and building up an example client. Here we have an application demonstrating using accelerometer and sending it out via Bluetooth Low Energy. Here we show how to program the LEDs and the buttons to give them their own function. We have 2 demo applications as well. One is a virtual representation of XDK, where if you move XDK in reality on your computer in the virtual world, you can display the virtual version of XDK, how it's moving correspondingly. You can do that with temperature, you can do that with the light sensor, you can do that with humidity, magnetometer, with all the different sensors that we have on that, as well as we have a sensor monitor which shows in real time what data is being transmitted in a graphical form. So if you shake XDK, you can see on the acceleration, on the accelerometer and the different axes, which data you're generating. So if you wanted a quick check to see, hey, can I generate acceleration if I mount XDK to this machine or to a coffee machine or to another device, you can immediately see if you're reading out the acceleration or whatever value it is that you're looking for. Okay. I hope that answers this, at least begins to answer this question. But on the community itself, we're currently working on uploading more and more tutorials. We're adding more and more documentation in combination with the API documentation. We want to move towards video tutorials as well to give people a broader view into different topics and completely different expertise areas to understand what it is they could do with XDK. We'd also like to move towards a functionality that would allow people to share code snippets, or we're also thinking about providing a code cookbook, and we're very open to any and all suggestions on how to make XDK better.
Okay. Next question. What is your target customer?
So the target customers for us are individuals within organizations who have an idea for an IoT solution for which they need a sensor device. They might not have the expertise themselves to build a sensor device, and so that way they can use XDK to try that out, to figure it out exactly what it is they need, and so that they can come back to us, and we can mass produce specifically for them the sensor device that they need in order to get their idea to market. So those are mostly people within a professional environment, but that can also be private people who have an idea and want to form their own startup or just try something else out. So the strength of XDK in comparison to Arduino or the TI sensor tag is, yes, you can get to a fast prototype, but if you want to mass produce this prototype that you've come up with, if you do that with Arduino or if you do that with your TI sensor tag, from a hardware perspective, you're going to have to start almost again, which means on the software side, you're also going to have to reassess a lot of what it is you've already done. With XDK, you can build your prototype and be on the same platform to have that manufactured for your use case.
Okay. Are there any notable limitations or components that are not fully implemented at this time?
Would you be able to repeat the question, please?
Are there any limitations or components that are not fully implemented at this time?
So at the moment, we have a microphone that's integrated on a hardware side and on the lowest level of the sensor APIs. What we're trying to do is build a easier interface to call up very, very easy functionality of the microphone. That's something we're working on at the moment. We are also working on an update over the air so that via a computer you can wirelessly update, you could wirelessly flash your XDK then instead of always having to connect it up with your USB cable. So that's something that's work in progress at the moment. If someone has any other functionalities or topics that they would like to address with us, we'd be very happy to discuss it with you.
Okay. What operating systems are supported?
So at the moment, the Workbench runs on Windows, or it needs a Windows environment to run. We're looking at implementing that for other operating systems at the moment. So that means that if you do have a Mac, you would have to run a virtual machine at the moment in order to run the Workbench. But that's something we're looking at. If that's a killer criteria for you, get in contact with us, and we can try to supply you with a bit more information on that.
Okay. What is the warranty period?
The warranty period, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to go away and look at that. But that's something that I can come back to whoever asked that question.
Okay. Where can we download the Workbench?
So the Workbench is available from xdk.io once you have bought XDK. So we have a huge collection of different software licenses that are integrated into the device. We've tried our best to use as many open source licenses as possible, but not all of those licenses are freely available, and so therefore we have to restrict the usage then of the software for XDK for people who have bought XDK.
Okay, that was the last question for the moment. If you want, you can give me a short feedback of this webinar at this Q&A tool or on email. And then I have to say thank you, Mr. Stevenson, and wish you a nice weekend.
Okay, I think is there one more question here?
Yes, there's no question. I'd be really interested in connecting the XDK to the Bosch Cloud. Will there be a code example of this use case in the future?
So we're working together with the guys for the Bosch Cloud. There's already a couple different instances of us doing that. In my opinion, we're working on this example. If it's not already online, it should be online soon. We can get back to you on a time frame on that if that's not yet available. But I'll go away and speak with our community manager, Mr. Staller, who last week gave the presentation in German, and we can post more information about that.